Hello, here is a full body Pilates workout for you. This workout, the only equipment I've got is a head cushion, little head cushion. If you don't have a head cushion, you can use a towel that you folded up or a little cushion as well. So we're going to mobilise the whole body and yeah, let's do it. So just standing, we'll start with feet slightly wider than hip distance apart. And we're going to lengthen through the lower back, soften through the ribs, collarbones nice and open, arms down. From here, we're just going to do some breathing just to center ourselves a little bit. Think of inhaling into the rib cage and exhaling, let it soften. So here you can put the hands around the ribs if you like, to feel that feedback, but watch those shoulders, keep them nice and relaxed. Just going to inhale and exhale, soften. And we're just expanding the air around the ribs, and that helps provide support for the spine, especially later on when we're doing a bit more challenging exercises, and keep that nice alignment that we've got going on. So one more here. And if your eyes were closed, you can open them and bring the arms alongside the body. We're just going to get the shoulders a little bit warm. So it's going to float. You can mirror me if it's easier. Float one arm up and bring it back down. So we're trying to keep that lovely softened ribs going. And we're just thinking, reach the arm up, let that palm rotate in, following the natural movement of that shoulder. And down. Let's do one more to each side. And lift and lower. So let's do both at the same time. Let's inhale to lift both arms up. Exhale, lower them back down again. Inhaling up. Exhale, lower. Following on that breath that we just had, one more. And exhale to lower. We're just going to move from side to side a little bit, wake up the side of the body. So let's float one arm up. I've got my right arm going up from here, starting with the head. We're just going to flex, so bend towards the side in our side bend. Pause, and then you're going to restack the spine one bone at a time and coming down. So with these exercises, really take your time, and you're thinking of trying to get each part of the spine open. Always think like opening up this side of the body. Use that long breath into the ribs and then back up again. Let's do one more of those to each side. So lifting the arm up, head goes, reaching over, inhale into the ribs, exhale, use your core to get back up. Last one to the other side. Arm goes first, then let the head go. Inhaling here, maybe reach a bit further. Exhale, restack, arms floating down. Okay, we're going to go into some Pilates squat. So we're going to bring the feet hip distance apart, and we're going to get the knees going and the hips going. And I'm going to show you from the side. So let's have the arms alongside the body. We're just going to inhale to go down and exhale to go up. So it's a bit less low, a bit higher than your squats that you might be used to, because our feet are fairly close. But I want you to think of sending the bum backwards, keep that neutral spine. So if you feel you're rounding, then you've maybe gone a little bit too far. Let's do one more like this, just inhaling down, exhaling up. Let's add some arms to open up the chest a little bit. So soften the chest down, length through the lower back. Let's send the arms forward, just at shoulder height. We're going to inhale to reach the arms back, exhale to stand and send them forward. Just 4 of these. Inhale, open the chest, exhale, stand. Trying to keep the ribs soft so that stretch really comes through the pecs, the upper inner chest muscles. And stand this time. We're going to hold our bend, just go back with the arms and forwards. Inhale back. Exhale forwards. Lots of core here just to keep the spine nice and still. Gaze down at the floor. 3, 2, last one. and come back up to standing and just lower the arms down. Very nice. Just going to roll down now and mobilize the upper back a little bit. So let's interlace the hands behind the head. So just at the base of the spine, elbows are nice and wide. I'm going to start with a little standing back bend. So lower that pelvis down, ribs nice and soft. So first we're just going to look up towards the ceiling. Think of lengthening the collarbones up towards the ceiling. Just a little back bend. Then you're going to restack the spine. And then we're going to nod the chin. And we're going to roll down through the spine, one bone at a time. Hands can just be heavy on the back of that head. From here, you can release the hands. And then we're going to tuck the tail and roll back up again. Let's interlace the hands behind the head. Let's inhale to look up towards the ceiling. Exhale to nod the chin. Think of peeling each bone down. We're not pulling with the hands. It's just heavy on the back of the head, just encouraging a bit of extra stretch. Release the hands. Inhale at the bottom. Long exhale. All the way up, back up to the top. This time, let's come to the bottom of our mat. Be my cushion. And we're going to walk out to a plank after this one. So let's bring the hands behind the head. Let's inhale to look up. Exhale, we come down, down, down through the center, right down through each bone, all the way down, releasing the hands. Bend the knees as much as you need to plant the palms, and just going to walk out into a plank. You can be on or off the knees here, no problem. We're just going to take a breath. One more. And then slowly lower the knees down, coming into our 4-point kneeling position. So from here, we're going to start with a bit of thread the needle, wake up the shoulders a little bit more. And then we're going to add a little push up. Okay, so getting to your 4-point kneeling position, back of the neck up to the ceiling, ribs in, core nice and tight, pelvis nice and neutral. Let's start with the right hand. Just bring the palm to face up on the mat. We're going to start with the head, and as we rotate the spine, we're going to reach under the left arm, let the left arm bend, let that arm just hover, and the head still lifted off the floor. You'll bend at the hips. Then you're going to restack back to the start. So let's inhale. Exhale to come under, reaching through. Inhale to come back. This time we're going to slide the right leg out. So we're going to add a bit of challenge. So let's rotate that spine under and bring it back. Don't have to slide the leg, but you can, just for a little bit more instability. Keep going. Under and back. Now this time we're going to do one more to each side, so we can hover that leg if we like, just to add a little extra. So as you go around, that leg's going to go up towards the ceiling, and you're going to bring it back to the start. Lots of core needed here because you've got that leg balancing, you're rotating as well. Find that balance and come back to the top. Slide that leg back in. Right, we're going to do some tricep push-up, and we're going to alternate leg slides into a little plank in between. So let's start with the left leg sit out, toes tucked. From here, we're going to do a little tricep press. So think chest in between the hands. Bring it back. Slide the right leg out. Slide the left leg back. And a little press. And up. Slide back. Alternating legs. This time you can try with that leg hovered. As you hover, come down, that leg's going to go towards the ceiling. Come back to the top. Slide, slide. Inhaling to go down. Exhale, press. Inhale to slide. Exhale to slide. Just one breath per movement. Sliding, sliding, trying to keep the spine nice and still and neutral throughout this movement. Slide, down, up. We've got one more. slide down and press. Keep the right foot tucked. We're going to slide the left leg out to meet the right. From here, we're just going to hold. Hold for 3 breaths. Push that floor away. Again, you can be on your knees. Just adding a little heat, add a bit more instability. Last one. Then let's slide the leg back in. Slide the leg back in and just push back into a child's pose just to relieve any tension on those wrists. You can rock from side to side here as well. Whatever feels nice on that body. We're going to go roll up through the spine, one bone at a time. We're going to swing the legs round and do some work in seated. So swinging the legs round, and let's bring those feet flat on the ground. So feet are hip distance apart and comfortable distance from the body. Don't want them too close. And let's sit up nice and tall. So think of zipping up from the base of your pelvis all the way up. So you're sitting up nice and tall. Think of wrapping a belt around your body. All of those little cues that help not sit nice and low. Let's do a few rollbacks, just slightly with the body, not going too far. Hands are going to be behind the thighs. So let's roll the pelvis back, cores coming in, and just a little nod of the chin, so you get a little curve of that spine. And then you come up. And let's go again, curving down. Again, if in seated you find your hips are really tight, sit up on something, a cushion, some blocks, it really helps. Let's go for one more like this. So curve, inhaling, and exhale, sitting up tall. We're going to take the hands down this time, so we're going to add on a little extra. So let's curve, and let's hinge at the hips, hands slide down, find that juicy point where it's like the stomach starts to judder, and then we're going to come back and then zip up again. Let's do that one more time. Curving, take it back. Keep the curve for as long as you can. Pause. And coming back to the start. We're going to add on a little floating arm to this like we did at the beginning of the class in standing. So let's curve, take it back. Inhale to lift the right arm off. Exhale to bring it back. Inhale to lift the left arm off. Exhale to bring it back. Inhale, we pause. Exhale, let's hinge. Back to the top. Let's do that again. Inhale to find the curve. Exhale, let's take it back. Left arm this time. Inhale, reach the arm up, float it up. Exhale, arm comes down. Inhale, float the right arm. Lots of core, keeping that spine and that curve the same. Hinging back to the top. Okay, let's do that again. Curve. Take it back. This time, shall we do both arms? Reach both arms up, more core. Both arms down. And hinge back to the start. Again, we're going to add on an arm lift. So you can pause anywhere along this journey. You can work on just rolling back and rolling up. We're doing 2 lift and down and lift and down and bring it back to the top. We're going to go up to 4. So let's go for 3 lift, floating arms coming down. And inhale. Exhale. This is for 3. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And hinge forwards. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's go for 4. Coming into your curve. Lots of core. Keep rolling the pelvis to roll back. 4. And down. 2. And down. 3. And down. Last one. Up. And down. Inhaling to pause. Exhale, let's hinge. And come back to the top. Just going to bring the feet straight and toes are going to point up. You can have your feet bent if that's kind of for your hips. And we're just going to roll forwards with the pelvis, little spine stretch just to relieve any tension, coming like this and coming forward. So let's bring the hands out in front, sit up nice and tall. We're going to let the head hang heavy as we peel the spine down, and the arms are going to reach forward in front, in between the toes. Pelvis is heavy. And then you're going to restack, zipping up the entire body back to the start. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, let's go down. Think of that roll down breath that we did. Inhale to pause. Exhale, restack. One bone at a time. This should feel really nice on the body. One more. Feel the stretch go all the way through the spine. Feet are flexed if possible. And then restack the body. We're going to release the hands, the arms, bring the feet back to where they were before, and we're going to roll all the way down to the mat. So let's release the arms. Let's roll through the pelvis, and we're trying to go down as slowly as you can. So keep rolling through that spine all the way to the mat, and then stretch the arms up overhead. Legs can come straight for a second, and just take a nice breath in this full body stretch. Take a little breather. And bring the arms alongside the body. I'm really bad at memorizing what we have to do. So if you see me squinting at something, it's our plan. It's our plan for today. So let's bring the feet flat on the ground. And let's just do, if you want to use a head cushion, this is a good time just for your pelvic tilts. We're going to take it away in a second. So just think of rocking like we did in standing, a few times the pelvis back and forth, just to relieve the tension on the lower back, if you had any after those little roll back situations, and then settle somewhere in the middle. We're going to start with some bridges. So if you are using a cushion, just move it, and we're going to place the hands on the thighs. So we're going to we'll do some spine curls first, then we'll go into some bridges. So we're going to roll through the pelvis, imprint the floor, and then as the arms are going to stay where they are, just going to lift the hips up until there's no space between the hands and the hips. We're going to pause at the top, and then you're going to roll back down, keep the tuck, 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 tuck to the bottom. So let's inhale at the bottom. Let's exhale, roll through the pelvis, come up one bone at a time. Feel that open through the hips, ribs are soft. Inhale. Exhale to come down. Let's go again. Coming up. Little pause. And then rolling down. Let's do two more like this. Just waking up the spine, obviously activating those glutes are going to be fired up to keep that tilt. Even weight through the legs and roll down. Okay. From here, we're going to remove the hands and we're going to bridge up. So rather than articulating the spine, we're just going to go straight up with the hips. So let's just inhale at the bottom, exhale to come up, inhale to lower. Exhale to come up, inhale to lower. Exhale to come up, inhale to lower, and one more. Exhaling to come up, inhale to lower. Let's bring the arms up overhead, just at a hover. So just where your ribs aren't flaring up, just find that nice sweet spot. So let's bridge up and then hold. We're going to transfer the weight into the left foot, come up onto the right heel. Going to single knee fold the right leg in and then tap it down. If you want to add some arms, we're going to bring the arms to a hover and then back to their start. We're going to do 6 more. Up, tap, 5. Trying to keep the body nice and stable. 4. Keep the left glute squeezing. 3. Slow and steady. 2. Inhaling to prepare, exhale, knee. And heel, toe down, heel down. Let's switch sides. Single knee fold the left knee. And we're going, we're going in and down. So you can inhale one breath, in one movement, exhale one movement for 4, 3, 2. Keep that right glute squeezing. 1, I can feel mine dropping a bit. And toe down, heel down. Let's wheel through the spine and bring the arms down flat alongside us. We're going to go into some curl ups now with a bit of a leg slide situation. So let's interlace the hands behind the head. Don't need the cushion again. Elbows in the peripheral vision, ribs nice and soft. From here, let's just do a few curl ups. You want to keep that pelvis nice and neutral as we nod the chin and bring the head up, the upper spine, all the way as far as you can without disturbing the pelvis. Then we're going to come back down, softening through the ribs. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale to nod the chin, coming up, one bone at a time. Inhale at the top. And exhale to come down. This time I'm going to add a leg slide at the top. So let's exhale to come up. Inhale to slide the right leg away. Exhale to bring it back. Left leg. Inhale, left leg away. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale to pause. Exhale to lower. We're going to slide and lift it now. Exhaling up. Slide it away. As we bring it back, we're going to lift it off the ground and bring it down. Slide, adding more challenge. Lift and lower. And coming back down again. Let's do that again. Slide the leg, lift it up, tap it down. Slide the leg, lift it up, tap it down. And coming through. Again. Slide, lift, tap, slide, lift, tap, and coming down. This time we're going to slide and lift and lower. Slide, lift that leg, keep it straight, tap it down. Lift that leg, tap it down. So I'm trying to keep my neutral. 5 more. Head still heavy in the hands. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee, toe down, heel down. We're going straight to the other side. Slide the left leg up and tap, up and tap. 6 more. 6. You can inhale to lift, exhale to lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee, toe down, heel down. Inhale. Exhale, roll down through the spine. Have a little rest. You can roll the neck from side to side here if you like. We're going to go into just some oblique curl ups just to mobilize the spine in a bit of rotation and work those abs on the side, those abs on the side, your obliques. So let's nod the chin and add that rotation to the right. I'm going to pause and then we're going to lower down. Let's switch sides. Nod the chin, rotate that spine to the left and coming back down. We're going to hold this time, nod the chin, rotate to the right. We're going to slide, 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 slide for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. My mat is grippy. 2, 1, and center. Let's go to the other side. Coming down, coming up, rotate, hold. We're going for 10 switches. 9, 8, 7, 6. You can tap slower if you like. 3, 2, 1, and center. Coming back down, release through the spine, roll the neck from side to side. You can hug the knees into the chest here for a second if you just want to release any tension on those hips. That was spicy, I'm not gonna lie, that was great. Okay, we're gonna go do some side lying now. So if you want to come onto your side, and you can grab your head cushion, and we're gonna do some front and back with the legs. So let's bring that bottom arm down, snuggle the shoulder down, pop your head cushion underneath if you're using one, just so head's not dropping down, or roll up a towel. Let's bring those knees in line with the spine. We're going to lift the ribs off the floor. Think of not sinking down into the mat. And we're going to keep the knee bent here today. So let's just hover that top leg and let's have the foot pointed. So keep the spine as is. And we're just going to send that knee backwards, open up that hip, and then bring it forwards as much as you can without tucking the bum under. Just inhale to go back and exhale to come forwards. With that, we're going to do 8 of these. This is number 3, slow and steady with the breath. Top hand can just be here, or you can have it on your hip if you want to check if it's moving. Keep the ribs nice and soft. It just adds a little extra focus when the knee's bent, I think. For me, just to concentrate on really squeezing that glute when it's on the way back. We've got 3 more. Back, forwards, 2, relax that top shoulder, 1, down, and bring it back. Relax that leg for a second. Let's straighten it out in line with the body. Think joints under joints. And we're going to do some lift and lower now. So flex that foot. Actually, let's point the foot. Let's flex the foot, sorry. Flex it to lift and lower it down. So let's inhale to lift, exhale to lower, and let's tap the floor. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. 4. Lots of core to keep that pelvis steady. We're doing 8 again. 5, 6. Little squeeze of that glute. 7. And 8. Hold it for a second. Lengthen that foot away. Keep breathing. And lower it down. I can give the little tap, tap, tap. We're going to go into some, we're going to go to the other side. That's what we're doing. So coming onto your other side, obviously I'm rotating on the mat so you don't look at my bum, but you can just turn around. Get into that nice position again with the body. Arms under, joints under joints. So think of snuggling that elbow underneath. Lift the ribs away from the floor slightly, just so you're not sunk. And you'll see your hip will get a bit more aligned as well. Nice neutral pelvis. We're going to go straight in, hover that leg. Let's bring it behind the body slightly. Inhale. Exhale forwards. Inhale back. Concentrate on keeping this area nice and still. Trying to keep that leg on the same plane. So trying to keep it from dropping, especially when it goes behind the body. And try not to rotate it as well. I'm on 5. Talking and counting is hard, so if I get it wrong, I'm sorry. 6, 7, last one. Bring it back to center. Let's go straight in, flexing that foot. Find that length again if you need to. We're going to lift on the inhale, exhale, tap. 1, 2, 3. Think of lifting the thigh up. 4, 5. Left foot's parallel to the ground, no turn out. 6, 7, last one. I'm going to hold this one for a couple breaths. Lengthen that foot away, keep the ribs lifted away from the floor. 2, 1, and lower down. Give that leg a little tap, 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 tap. Push up from the mat. We're just going to stretch out those legs a little bit. Let's bring the legs forward. Take one over, plant that foot down. Going to hug it in and, other hand, hug round and then turn away from the planted foot. So a little stretch, sitting up nice and tall. Stretching into those glutes. And let's switch sides. Bringing that foot over, plant it down, hugging it in, sitting over, sitting up nice and tall. Couple breaths here. One more. And let's release. Let's just come onto our front for a little bit of an extension from the body. Stretch out that core. I'm going to move my cushion to the side. And swing the legs around and come down onto your stomachs. Let's have feet about the width of your mat and turned out. So think of rolling the thighs outwards. So your toes will point out, not in. And we're going to bring the arms. Think of when we did the floating arm, so just wider than shoulder distance and up. So you're in a star. We're doing star here. So we'll start with the upper body. So a little bit of core, just so we're not sinking into the mat. I'm going to lift the head off the floor and then slowly come into an extension. And I want you to think of the shoulders going away from the ears as you come up. So your gaze will just be slightly ahead. From here, we're just going to slide back down, one bone at a time, using that core to keep you stable. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale to come up. Inhale to pause. Exhale to come down. This time I'm going to hold at the top. Inhale. Exhale, use that core, make sure you're nice and supported, pelvis stays as is, and we're going to hold our extension. So from here, think of the back of the neck lifting up towards the ceiling, shoulder blades coming down the back. We're just going to lengthen the right leg away and then lift it up as high as you can without moving the pelvis. And then you're going to lower it down. Opposite side. Exhale to lift the leg. Inhale to lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. If this gets too much, you can bring the upper body down and just work on your lifts. Keep that upper spine exactly the same. Exhale, lift. Keep the whole spine the same actually, not just the upper spine. And down, lift, mobilizing that hip again, working the glutes, working that lower back. One more. Lower, pausing. And let's go back down through the spine, one bone at a time. Let's take the hands about a bit wider and let's do a cobra just to finish, just to get the whole core, just to get the, I'm talking into the mat, just to get the whole core nice and mobilized. So fingertips in line with the ears and nice and wide. My hands are off my mat. You want the back to feel nice and open. From here, let's just lift the head off like we did, coming up into that extension. If that was fine on the back before, you want to go into full cobra. We're just going to push through the hands and come up, hips off the ground as well. So lots of core here. You can adjust the hands if you need to. Pause and then come back down, one bone at a time. So you can feel the mat touching your stomach, your ribs, and all the way down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale. Coming up into that extension. Pausing at the top. Shoulders away from the ears again. And down. Lovely. Let's just do one more like that. Inhaling. Exhale to come up. Push through the hands. one bone at a time. At the top, hips are off the ground. Inhaling here and use the breath to control that movement down to the bottom. Bring the legs together, hands by the ribs, push back into our final child's pose, arms reaching long, take a nice breath. Walk up the hands through to the knees, roll up through the spine, and we are done. That was a lovely little mobilization for the body, lovely little strengthening for those joints. I hope you enjoyed it.